Hi everyone, welcome to the video series. This is Dr. Kumar. I'm teaching the Organic Chemistry 2 lab here at Midway, and our students will be going on spring break next week, and they had their midterm exam this week. So we really don't want to we don't want to give them too much stress in terms of the lab. So we're going to be doing a pretty simple lab. We're going to extract limonene from citrus peels. So I'm not going to show any mechanism. As I said, this lab is supposed to just keep things really simple. And again, as always I say, simple doesn't mean fast. Simple doesn't mean you get in, finish the lab in 2 minutes and walk away. That's not happening. But this is actually a green lab, which means we are not using any extra chemicals, artificial chemicals. We're just using our orange peels and distilled water. We're going to steam distill it and extract the limonene, which is the oil, which is going to be immiscible with the water. Will float on top, and we're going to extract that. But we'll get to that a little bit later. As I said, this is a green chemical reaction. We don't use any artificial chemicals, acids, none of that. So it's a pretty simple lab, but again, simple doesn't mean it'll be faster. I'm just going to quickly walk you through the setup. So as you could see, that's a pretty simple distillation setup. You got your round bottom flask. There's however a few important things to remember, because once you start distillation, you're going to wait about 40 minutes or so. You won't be doing nothing for it. So the better you set it up, the better efficient the rest of the time you will be working with the setup. So we got our mantle on a jack, and we got our 500 milliliter RB flask, round bottom flask. It's fitted with a Claisen head, and one end of the the still head, one end of the still head is connected to a thermometer so we can measure the temperature, and then the other end of the still head is connected to the condenser, and there's the in and out tube that goes to the water, and the out goes to the sink, and we got our 100 milliliter flask. Now here's the tip I was talking about. So I weighed about 75 grams, which I anticipated would be what would take to get this total volume of water to the peel to about less than half the volume of the flask. So you never want to go past half of the total volume of the flask. So if I take in closer, I'm definitely a little bit below the total volume of 500 milliliters. So I weighed about 75 grams of orange peel, and then added about 200 milliliters of distilled water, put a boiling chip in to avoid any bumping, and then I basically just turned on the mantle. And if you could see, the mantle's not at some serious flame. It's about 30-35. You can go even lower, but definitely don't want to go high, because if you heat this setup too fast, you're going to start the boiling chip will be of no help. You're just going to push orange peels everywhere into your condenser, and it's just a mess. So try not to take shortcuts. Don't try to speed up the reaction. Water will boil at 100. So just keep it about 20. You're just trying to slowly raise the temperature. You don't want to raise it all in one go. So it's about 30 or so. I might even go down as the temperature starts rising. Right now it's not rising, so once it starts rising, I might even cut it back and leave it there for about 40 minutes. Now the trick here is, if you put 200 milliliters of water, you should try to get at least 100 milliliters of the distillate, and then if you need more you can collect, but at best you should stop at about 100 milliliters and turn off the heat, because you don't want to dry heat the orange peel. And it's ideally, if you get down to about half the volume of water you added, I think you're probably good. So I put 200 milliliters of water, so I'm going to collect about 100 milliliters here. I got a 100 milliliter measuring cylinder. The distillate would go straight into it. Make sure everything is clean before you start. If you start up with the dirty setup, well, your oil's going to look dirty. I started with everything super clean. I clean my flasks, everything with first tap water, then distilled water, then soapy water, back to distilled water, and then with sulfuric acid, and then with aqua regia, and then back to tap water and distilled water. And so my setup's super clean. So you don't need to go to that extent, but you can just do a good job with cleaning so you have a clean flask. Anyways, that's a pretty simple lab. So we're isolating limonene from the setup. So I'm gonna stop here, and when I start to collect distillate, I'm gonna come and show you. But I'm just starting to see a good bit of reflux happening, so I might cut down the heat a little bit, and then we'll see you in a little bit. Bye bye. Alright, as I said, I am not crazy heating this setup. It's been going on for about 40 minutes now, and the temperature is right between, where's the thermometer, 80, 84, 85. It's good enough. And then it's been slowly boiling. You see there is hardly a single speck of orange peel in any of this whole pipe setup, the condenser nor the still head. That means the heat was just sufficient. So it was about 30 is where I set it. And as I said, if you collect half of the volume of water you put in, so I put about 200 milliliters of water, and I'm at about 75 milliliters. But I may not go all the way to 100 because, again, I am doing this for demonstration purpose. So if students would get to 100 milliliters of the distillate, there will be only a little bit of limonene present in it. So alright, so there we go. So you could see it. I don't know if you can see. You see that silver looking layer? That's the oily layer. That's the limonene. And then the rest of it is just water. Now there's something really cool about the lab. I think limonene boils at about 175 degrees Celsius. Water boils at 100. So it's a test of why are we able to steam distill limonene along with water. So this will be part of our post-lab question, something students will probably investigate and give me an answer, because, well, currently we're at about 85, 86, so we shouldn't be getting limonene, but why are we distilling it? That's a question for the post-lab, but I'm going to stop here because I have to go be somewhere else. So this is just demonstration. As you can see clearly the two layers. We don't want to determine percent yield for this lab. We're just going to determine the amount of limonene in the amount of orange peel that we started with. So if I get about, say, 2 grams of limonene in it, then I started with 76 grams of orange peel. That means if I divide the 2 over the 76, then I'm going to get the percent of limonene in the sample. It's not the same as percent yield. And then we're going to do some test for unsaturation. It's already in the procedure. You just take 1 drop of the limonene, and then you just add the different reagents to it and see what happens. Again, that'll be part of the post lab. And there's 2 ways to extract it. Once you turn off the heat, and you can transfer it to a separating funnel and extract the lower aqueous layer, which is not something you need. It's just the organic layer, which is your oil. Or you can carefully pipe it out, the organic layer, but it really is up to you. There's no ups and downs to either method. It's just your preference. So I'm gonna stop the video right here because we're done with limonene extraction. Alright, I'll see you with a different video, and I might post a video on just how much yield I got out of this setup. This is not the most efficient, but this is good enough for limonene extraction. Alright, I'll see you with a different video. Bye bye.